Okay. So, how would you say the environment has changed since you've grown up?
It's much better now than it used to be. Mm-hmm. What do you want me?
Like, how would you describe it when you were younger?
I used to see the cows that would go to the bathroom in the creeks and stuff, and to run into the lake with everybody swimming. People had septic tanks and stuff that would leak, and stuff would, different minerals and stuff would get into septic tanks, or not septic tanks, but the wells. And I can't think of anything else.
I mean, did you live in a country area, or were you more at a lake?
Country lake.
Do you think that was all around, or just kind of in your area?
Yeah, all around.
All around. So, what do you think people have done since then to make our environment better?
There's regulations on everything for like animals and where the waste goes and the waters and your septic tanks and your wells, and there's regulations now, and they've made them better and stuff. In the olden days, it was bad.
So you'd say right now it's better, a lot better.
Way better.
What have you done personally to make our environment better?
Recycle.
Like recycling, shutting off lights and water.
Yeah.
Any laws that have come out other than the regulations? Any laws that you would say have made a huge difference?
I think what do you call them, the coal factories or whatever they call those, the mines and stuff, that kind of stuff is safer. And where they used to do coal and stuff down in Kentucky and stuff, they've changed some of that. That's helped.
Let's see. How did your family deal with all of the waste in the lake, like you said? How did you guys?
Wouldn't allow me to, that he knew of. He didn't allow me to swim in the lake anymore, and stuff like that.
So it was pretty much just the lake, though. I mean, was there stuff around your house where would people just throw trash out their windows and kind of litter?
They always threw trash along the roads going up and down to the lake and stuff, and then we would used to go get the bottles and stuff and cash them in. That would help too, see, so because we would, instead of them laying in the creeks or along the roads and stuff, we'd pick them up, take them and cash them in and stuff.
So that was normal, though, to see that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Just trash everywhere?
I could go up and down the road every week and put bottles and take them down to the store and get money out of them. Yeah, it was a good living when you was a kid and getting candy.
Yeah. Did they have a lot of options for people? Like, did they have the recycling options or
nothing.
Trash services, anything like that?
We had trash services, but people didn't care. They'd go down the road and be driving, and they'd eat, and they just throw it out. No.
Did they have programs where people would go around and pick it up? I know you said that.
No, we did as kids because we wanted the money from the bottles and stuff, but no, they didn't have nothing back then.
So back then, did you realize what was happening was bad for the environment? Or did no one really?
There was nothing you could do about it. Because back there, you lived in the country, and your septic tanks would leak, and your wells would get stuff in them, and your people would throw stuff outside the roads, and there was nothing. Nobody did anything about any of that stuff back in them days. There's nothing you could do about it.
So do you think it's helped now that we have social media and everything to make it aware?
Sure.
To make people aware that we have to, make a change. Our environment's going downhill. Sure. Yeah.
It's been a big change, I think you have to be old to understand to see that kind of change.
Because I think since I've been growing up, it's always been, try to do good for the environment.
Back like in the olden days, everybody used lead paint. Little kids would get sick and they didn't know why, and it was the lead paint and stuff that they were eating, chipping off the, off the walls and stuff, because they didn't have regulations for that kind of stuff. The insulation, a lot of the insulation had, what was that called in those insulation? I can't think of it right now. But
like the insulation in people's houses?
Yeah, it was not safe. None of that stuff was safe. That's why everybody's sick now, at our age, because all that stuff was bad. they made them change all that stuff. So, you know, back in the olden days, you didn't know the difference. So, you know, the lead paint and the insulation, they had stuff in it. And, I mean, there was all sorts of, I can't even think of all this stuff, you know. It's, I mean, everything.
When do you think they started changing that? Or was it kind of a gradual process?
It was a gradual process, I think. I would say, like, in the 80s, it really changed.
Okay.
70s, it was pretty bad. 60s, it was bad.
When did you start seeing the improvements?
I would say in the 70s, late 70s, maybe early 80s, it started changing.
Did they have any big movements? Like you see like people rallying? Anyone
No.
do that for the environmental
It's
stuff?
like I worked at Magnavox, which is Raytheon now, and we used to have to spray lacquer and stuff on the sonobuoys and stuff, and that stuff would get in our lungs and stuff.
No masks or anything?
No, nothing. Even factory wise, it was bad. Now it lost. We used to have to use like a spray and a can and stuff too, and that stuff was really bad for you, and you'd be breathing it in and stuff. And there's a lot of people got sick with that stuff.
Do you think it was a lack of knowledge on how it would affect people, or do you think people just really didn't care?
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge
And companies that didn't care.
for their workers
Yeah.
or the environment, really.
It was too cheap for them to do it the way they wanted to do it. So.
It's crazy.
I think that's why everybody's sick. You know, people that are our age have got a lot of illnesses because of that kind of stuff.
So you think
Like Ken was down in New Mexico when they had the what do you call them, atomic bombs and stuff. They blew them off down there. Look at him now. He's got MS. So he doesn't know. Could it have been a factor?
could be from that?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you look at the amount of cancer we have now, I mean, that could definitely be from that.
You just don't know. You don't know what could cause any of it.